Two musicians from opposite eras and nationalities convened in a Miami studio sometime in the early 80s. One was Mick Ronson, a legend of the English glam rock scene. The other, John Mellencamp, who was then frequently deemed the new voice of America's heartland. Together, they created one of Mellencamp's most iconic hit songs, launching them both into new eras of their respective careers. This is UCR's Odd Couples. Make sure to subscribe so you'll get videos like this one as they become available. Ronson, of course, had already staked an impressive claim in the rock world as one of the engines of David Bowie's band, first appearing as his guitar player in 1970 on BBC Radio 1. From there, he'd contribute to 5 consecutive Bowie albums in the early 70s: The Man Who Sold the World, Hunky Dory, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, Aladdin Sane, and Pinups, lending not only his lead guitar skills, but also his talent for arranging songs. Bowie would later remark that it was Ronson who really made Ziggy Stardust, both the album and the character overall, shine in a way that he couldn't do on his own. As a rock duo, I thought we were every bit as good as Mick and Keith or Axl and Slash, Bowie said not long after Ronson's death in 1993. Ziggy and Mick were the personification of that rock and roll dualism. He provided this strong, earthy, simply focused idea of what a song was all about, and I would simply flutter all around him on the edges and decorate. After departing Bowie's band in 1973, Ronson released several solo albums, co-produced Lou Reed's Transformer, as well as appeared on albums by Bob Dylan, Ian Hunter of Mott the Hoople, and Roger Daltrey of The Who. By the early 80s, he was ready for a new project. So was John Mellencamp, who was then still performing under the name Johnny Cougar. In 1980, he'd released Nothing Matters and What If It Did, which had been produced by Steve Cropper and yielded 2 top 40 hits, This Time and Ain't Even Done With the Night. But Mellencamp still wasn't exactly happy. The singles were stupid little pop songs, he told Record Magazine in 1983. His label, however, Polygram, loved the album. They thought I was going to turn into the next Neil Diamond, he said. Mellencamp was then being managed by Tony DeFries, who had once managed Bowie. Knowing Ronson had a knack for arranging, Mellencamp had him come to Criteria Studios in Miami, where he was struggling to work on his next album. The problem wasn't the songs, Mellencamp had plenty of those, but he couldn't seem to achieve the production he was looking for. I can remember an A&R guy in a pink shirt coming in to listen to them and basically thinking we had nothing, producer Don Gaiman later recalled. Mellencamp found inspiration in Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight with its subtle beginning and dramatic drum riff. It was Ronson who showed Gaiman the gated echo effect that could be added to a drum sample and produced a similar sound. But Ronson's most prominent contribution was certainly his help on Jack and Diane. I owe Mick Ronson the hit song, Jack and Diane, Mellencamp said to Classic Rock magazine in 2008. Mick was very instrumental in helping me arrange that song, as I'd thrown it on the junk heap. Ronson suggested that he put baby rattles on the recording, which struck Mellencamp as odd at first, but somehow worked perfectly. He put the percussion on there and then he sang the part, Let It Rock, Let It Roll, as a choir-ish type thing, which had never occurred to me, Mellencamp said, and that's the part everybody remembers on the song. It was Ronson's idea. When Jack and Diane appeared on 1982's American Fool, it went to #1 and stayed there for 4 weeks. 2 other singles from the album, Hurt So Good and Hand to Hold On To, also reached the top 20, the latter of which earned Mellencamp a Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal. Flash forward several decades, and Mellencamp has confessed that he occasionally grows weary of the hit song, but still recognizes that thanks to Ronson's expertise, the tune offered a breakthrough that might otherwise not have happened. It gave me the keys to do what I want, he said in 2008. I've lived the way I wanted to live, sometimes recklessly and stupidly, but still been able to do that. I've been able to live on my whims. That's what Jack and Diane gave me. I'm Allison Rapp for Ultimate Classic Rock. Make sure that you're subscribed to this UCR channel for all the best news and history of classic rock and pop culture. And go ahead and hit the notifications button so you'll receive all of our latest videos and interviews, like this one.